my channel. My name is Eve. This is Everyday Artist, and welcome. And Rogue is here, but she's kind of quiet today. Maybe she'll stay quiet. It's early in the morning, a lot earlier than I normally film because it is July 4th, and I have things to do today. I was going to do some of them yesterday, and I thought maybe I'd film yesterday, but I didn't. I accidentally bought a watermelon this big. Now, how do you accidentally buy a watermelon, you say? Well, I shop Fry's, which is a Kroger store, and they have these weekly digital deals. And one week last week, I wanted to get my groceries by pickup, where they would do the shopping and then I would just come and get them because I was busy. Was it last week? When was it? It wasn't that long ago because I still have the watermelon. And I saw a weekly digital deal for a watermelon for $1.47. My dad likes watermelon. I thought, I'll get one. $1.47? Sure. This big. So I told my family, my extended family, y'all are going to have to come and help me eat this. It is huge. There's no way that we would, after we cut it, be able to eat it before it went bad. And even so, we might struggle with that because it is gigantic. So one of the things I have to do today is cut a giant watermelon. I hope it's good. I didn't pick it. It's good. I have a baking pan that I usually cut my watermelons on. It's like huge, like this. And it barely fits on there. Okay, but we are not here about watermelons. So I'm trying to decide what order to talk things about. I have two finishes. Last month, June, for June Crossstitch Camp, it was to do something for a holiday. Did I remember to say that this is a Flosstube, mostly about cross stitch? Sometimes I talk about quilting or sewing, and I don't have any quilting. I'll explain that later when I'm talking about that. But anyway, back to my finish. So this is hands-on design, the summer basket, and I did this one. Now, I still plan to do these two, but here is my finish. Now, I experimented with different whites, and I finally settled on DMC satin white, which I think works well. V5200 is what's charted, but it barely showed up. And thanks to some input from one of my viewers, I tried a couple of other things because I was like, this isn't working. And took some of her suggestions. She was saying maybe Etoile or silk might show up better. And I did look at the silks at the attic, and I didn't find anything that was, for lack of a better word, white enough. I wanted it still to look white. And I tried a couple of other, excuse me. I tried a couple of other things. Etoile, slightly whiter colors, combinations. I must have stitched the beginning part of this white 4 times. But I'm delighted with the final result. I love having it on this fabric, and I think I will, the pattern has the 3 on slightly different colors, I think, or maybe it's just 2 different colors. I like this one, and I will just continue to use it. It's 14 count spa that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, and I'm really, really delighted with the final result. I would go ahead and start on the other 2. I'll be lucky if I finish them by next summer. I have been busy. So the other finish I have is my last summer berry, good old summertime. Now, the good old up here is the E is not as easy to read as I would like, but it's legible. It's 1/1. And when I went to stitch it, I started it, I guess Friday night, and I thought I was going to get all of that 1/1 done, and I was just like, it was too tedious for that late at night, so I put it aside because I didn't want to make any mistakes. So the next day we were filming our video, and that's when I was working on it. Okay, a lot of times the stitching I do during our videos, the Three Sisters creative video that I do with my sisters, I did not make these O's tall enough, and by the time I realized it, I was starting the D. I think maybe I was just finishing this O, and I was like, do I want to go and undo all that? And I decided it looked legible, and so I went ahead and I got to this E. Now the E does have these little tails on it, so that doesn't help it be legible. But I got to that E and realized I could not do the stitches going, that it's at a diagonal. Now, in the video, it doesn't show up very well. The diagonal right here. I thought about it, and I just put in a backstitch line because there was just no way. I was 1/1 hard. It's just, for me, really hard to take out, and that's one of the reasons I decided to just leave it and not go back and fix it. Excuse me. Oh, I haven't had any caffeine today. I need caffeine. I am definitely addicted. Which leads me to a very funny story. So I needed other things I was going to be having a party here today that I hadn't really planned on. I knew I wanted to have everybody over, but I thought, they could just come over and go swimming or whatever. So I needed to go and get a couple things for tonight. They had sodas on sale because, they almost always have them on sale. The 12 packs. And my sister and I keep a couple of 12 packs of our favorite drinks, her Diet Pepsi, me Diet Coke. And since you usually have to buy them in 4s to get the good price, it, works out fine. But my son and my dad like different things. And normally my dad doesn't drink soda at all, but when he does, he likes old-fashioned things like maybe lemonade or root beer. And I thought they had sugar-free root beer, which is not important for my dad, but it is for myself and my sister. And I thought, you know what? I'll go ahead and get some of that because I can make him a root beer float. Did I remember to buy the ice cream? No, but that's one of the things I have to do today is go back to the store. You know, when you just run in, you always forget half the and I digress. So I also noticed that they had Baja Blast Zero. Now, they haven't had Baja Blast since, I don't know, since the pandemic hit, and let alone Baja Blast Zero. And it's one of my favorite drinks. So I decided to get a couple of those. And since I was buying Diet Pepsi anyway, I had to buy, I had a coupon that you had to buy 3 Mountain Dew or Pepsi, Diet Pepsi or regular Pepsi. Not Diet Cherry, but Diet regular Pepsi or, anyway, I digress again. So I had a coupon. But I still needed to get our regular selections. And as I said, I picked up that root beer. So I had like 7 boxes. I always buy at least 4. So 7 boxes for me was like, you know, whatever. And I had a coupon. When I finally get up to the counter, I had seen the Baja Blast, and I didn't think I was going to get that much. But I had seen it as I walked in, and so I just put it in the shopping cart, not underneath with the barcodes up or whatever, because I thought I was just going to get a couple things. I ended up getting a lot more. But, so it was in the cart, not underneath where I normally put it. And as I'm coming up to the cash register, the cashier says, she noticed I had a lot of soda, and she says, you know, the sale only applies to the first 4. After that, you have to pay full price. I thought about it for a second, and I was like, okay. I mean, I'm having a lot of people over, right? And then flavors I hadn't seen in a while, and, you know, just, I was like, okay. And then she said something else again about it, and I said, are you afraid I'm going to yell at you about the price? It's okay, you know. And she goes, no, I wasn't afraid of that. And then she came around and was checking on them because she didn't want me to pull them out of the cart. She said, I'll just come over and hit the price thing. And I had one underneath. And she says, you know, it's easier if you just put them underneath with the barcode. I said, I always do. I go to that cashier a lot. Like, I always put them underneath. I just didn't this time, okay? And then she says, well, you know, you probably shouldn't even use the coupon. You probably should just get fewer. She said that before she checked out. She priced them. I'm like, that's okay, really. And I'm like, what are you doing? Trying to talk me out of buying things and then tell me how to put it in the cart. And then she tells me, well, you know, I only drink 1 soda a day now. Okay. I said, I drink probably 2 liters worth a day, maybe more. And that doesn't even account for my Dutch. I drink a lot of diet drinks. I drink a lot of drinks, water, other things, you know. But I was just like, what are you doing? Just check me out. So I may have to go to other cashiers. I would have gone to the self-checkout, but I had too much stuff. Anyway, that's not why you're here. But I thought that was hilarious. And they have a young man that works there bagging groceries, and he I don't know what his disability is, and please don't misunderstand me. I have a nephew with a disability. He worked at Fry's. I am very grateful that they hire persons with disabilities, but this young man, he cannot or does not talk, which is fine. He doesn't need to talk. And he understands what you're telling him. Mostly he does. And I know when I see him there to bag my groceries that they will be bagged. Very crazy. It will be bagged whatever he gets, not in any way that, I would bag them. But I just, when I get out to the car to load the car, I just, take the, the drug stuff out of the ice cream bag and, just switch it around. It's always weird, but sometimes I don't even bother doing it. I just go home and I do it at home. Like, I have no idea which bag has the refrigerated stuff in it. There'll probably be, yogurt in the same bag with the macaroni and cheese. I have no idea. And my nephew worked there. He learned from a very young age, helping my sister bag things. He says, "That's not bagged right, Mom." No, and I'm pretty picky about it normally, but when I see that he's the cashier, I'm just like, just let it go. If you want it bagged a certain way, just do it yourself. Okay, I digress again, and again, that's not why you're here. So for WIPGO for June, and I probably have my WIPGO thing here somewhere. For the number 9, which was the spring bookmarks, I was working on this one, and I did complete the challenge of 10 days, but I did not finish it in 10 days. Not even close. And, I worked on it 10 days, but it might have only been, a little bit, because I really wanted to finish the camp project, and I really like this, but it wasn't, important that I finish it. I will eventually. I do want it finished. It's very intricate. The border, you have to just be really careful because how it makes the little curly cues, and this bit down here, just have to really count. And if you've been watching me any length of time, I can't count. So then my number 16 for June was Wizard Snowman, and I have just these two left to do. So I started on this one. Both of these were new starts. If I put them on WIPGO again next year, they won't be new starts anymore. But I still have many more to do. But anyway, this one, I just have one more. This, I got all of the blue up here put in. And I had all of the blue in the scarf. But I went to put there's a little line of gray shading here. I went to put that in, and I realized that the face was too long. I had somehow, you know me, I can't count. Counted too far down from over here. I don't, that's not that far. What the heck? So I did take it out because I thought, this is just my tail from not cutting. I thought that I would, just adjust the pattern a little bit. And if I'd already put the Kreinik in, I would have dealt with it somehow. But I hadn't. So I went ahead and took it out and fixed it because the face would have, the proportions would have been weird, long, and I didn't like it. So then I just went ahead and put in the Kreinik right here. Now, I bought Kreinik for this, and Mary Gryffindor does not have very much. These pictures don't really show it very well. But Mary Slytherin has a whole bunch of silver in the words and in the scarf. Mary Gryffindor does not have any Kreinik in the scarf, but it does have Kreinik, and I don't remember where. And then, Mary Ravenclaw has a browner Kreinik copper, I think, in the word, and somewhere here, and silver in the scarf, and there's silver backstitching. Now this picture doesn't show it at all, but it's charted that way. Sometimes I think that their pictures are not photographs so much as stuff from the computer generated, because the Mary Slytherin does not, you don't see Kreinik at all in the words, but it's there in the chart. Anyway, I know because it gave me a giant headache. So I had to buy more because Slytherin used a lot. It's number 8 braided Kreinik, and I was like, I'm running out. I don't know. I don't want to run out in the middle. And so I looked when I was at the attic, and they didn't have any. So I was like, well, I guess I can wait and buy it later. And then I was waiting for my I Love to Stitch magnet needle minder that I earned, which is this one. And then I read that you have to order something in order to get it. It's still free shipping, but a lot of people are upset, and they're very expensive to make, and free shipping, that's a lot of postage. And I saw a little thing on the embroidery.com thing about it, and said you'll still get free shipping, but I understand now that the problem is you have to order something in order to get it with your free shipping. And so I ordered my Kreinik. Free shipping, it doesn't matter, I'm going to buy it anyway. I was going to get it at the attic. They didn't happen to have it, or I couldn't find it, because they're just in a little bin and you have to look through it. And it might have been misplaced or something. I don't know, but I didn't see it. And it wasn't, of earth-shattering importance. So I got my little needle minder. And the reason I'm talking about it right now is because that leads me into the WIPGO for July. So the numbers that were called are number 11 and number 18 And my number 11 is the Black Halloween series. And I started with this one. So I started this, I think in September. And that's all the further I got. I went ahead and put the needle minder on here. When I was stitching it, I noticed that this, after I did the border. That was the very first thing I did on the top. And then I went to do the rest of this because I was like, I don't want to count all that whole border all the way. And then when I was working on the tree, I realized I had gone like one stitch too far this way, something like that. So I just fixed it. I thought these branches can just be a little bit longer, so it's not going to hurt the running any. So, yeah, I'm supposed to do 5 days on this. If I concentrate on it, maybe I can get a little bit further, or maybe even finish it. Who knows? So my other WIPGO call leads into a big story because it's a new start. So I'll talk about a couple of other things before I go into that. For my July Crossstitch Camp, I chose this, Stitch All the Things I'm doing, oddly enough, the berry. It is to stitch something that can be finished in something other than a frame. And so here is my start on that. I just got tired of the brown and I didn't want to have to count, so it's not brown, it's gray. And so I just started on the brown of the thread because the thread goes around through here and it'll help me find a starting point for the C. So that's why I stopped and started a different color there. And I didn't work on it a lot, a little bit. So my other July WIPGO call was this. Stitching with the Housewives, Silent Night. I bought this toward the end of the year last year. I love it. And I have started working on Antala Goodnight. That's also on my WIPGO board to work on it at some point. And I wanted to do it until Good Night is on a dark blue that I dyed myself. And the last time I dyed fabric, I dyed something that I wanted to use for that. And it came out brown. And so I thought, well, see, did I bring it over here? I guess I didn't. Yes, I did. I saw this at Hobby Lobby. And I thought, I'll use that. That'll work. It's 25 count Lugana. And I didn't look at the dimensions. But I thought, the other packages with the Ada, the sizes that those are. This is 11 inch by 18 inch. But it's 25 count. It's not 28 count. So it'd be a different size than what it's charted. And so when I looked at the size, it would just not be, it would not be big enough. Which is really sad because, that it would have looked pretty on that. And then I had this fabric that I showed you that I dyed that is not as dark as the other one, but I thought it'll look nice on that. And I started it. Is that the back? Is that thread? It's really not showing up well, right? I even stitched another one here, and I really didn't like it. Now it's charted in Classic Colorworks Rain Shower. Now, for some reason, I didn't buy it. But I have this, and it's Gentle Arts. And I decided to use this color. Now, I must have bought this color for some other project. Hopefully, I'll have enough to do it, because it's kind of hard for me to get Gentle Art colors. But Huckleberry. Because honestly, if the attic doesn't have the Gentle Art color because they can't get it in, rather than paying shipping from somebody, I'll just choose a similar color. There's not a lot of threads in Weeks Dye Works and Classic Color Works or whatever. It's all right. But I decided that this color was just not going to work. And I had this color, antique blue, but I thought teal. I love teal, but I just thought that's just not going to work. So I went ahead and started it again on black, which is of course what it's charted on. And I'm glad I did, because put something behind this. I really like the difference. It's fantastic. So I'm going to be really happy with it on black, and even if I wanted to do it on blues, because the other one is. It's okay. That's okay. So that is all of my stitching. Now I do have, I showed you this bag. I have two other things. I showed you this bag, these little bags, and I said I didn't have the charms. The other 3 bags are up on the Etsy shop. But I couldn't find a charm I liked for this. I just noticed there's something in this bag. Oh. I have no memory of things. Okay, so here's the little, I made a little dragonfly. I found this little dragonfly beads. Aren't they cute? Anyway, the string looks just like that. And I made one for the big bag. But as I was making them, I said, I think it needs, because it's so cute, I think it needs a matching scissor fob, right? Doesn't it? So I made the scissor fob. So here's the bag and the scissor fob, one of the bags, and the scissor fob. And my sister Beth said, I think it needs a needle minder. Just really cute. And she had bought this resin kit, and she goes, I'll try it with that. This is the first time she tried it, and the instructions said put a little glitter and stuff, so she put some glitter. Well, it was too much glitter, so it came out like this. Now, it's cute, I think, very cute. But when you're looking at it, the glitter up close, the glitter obscures the dragonfly. Makes it hard to see. You can see here it is without. So she can put glitter, and she put a little flower too. She can put glitter in it, but it should be maybe on top, not underneath. So she's going to make it again, and then make it into a needle minder, and that'll be a set that we'll have on the Etsy shop soon-ish, sometime. Today's a holiday, so we're not counting on going to get. She needs to buy more resin. The little kit only came with a very small thing of resin, and she used most of it for that. So she needs to get more resin, and then we'll make it, and it'll be up. But it'll be an adorable set, I think. And then I got Happy Mail. Yay! So this is the autumn. The autumn colors of felt. Now, I'm not going to wait until I start on the winter ones to get the next set, because I want to make sure I get them. But I love it. I love it. They do have where you can buy all of them at once, but by the time she put that up, I had already purchased the spring ones. So, yeah. Isn't that the way it goes? That is all that I have. I appreciate you guys. I understand you probably will not be tuning in today, but I appreciate you guys stopping by. If you haven't subscribed and you like my content, please subscribe. Please tell your friends. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself. I am talking to myself. But I know several of you listen later on. So have a great 4th. Have a safe 4th. Those of you who do not live in the country, have a safe summer. You guys, traditionally, summer is one of the more dangerous seasons. So be careful out there. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.